Hello and welcome to today's episode. And what are we going to look at? Well, we're going to look at one thing. I got the car on the 25th of August and we've now passed the 31st of December. So, a yearly total of just driving this car and how many miles I've done and how much it's cost. So, as we said, I have it in the little book. And we started off on the 25th of August with 6,041 miles. From there, the 31st of December, we had 8,756, which meant we've done 2,715 miles. There's a good figure. Even during lockdown. That's because we had the summer when we could go somewhere and I had to do the trip up to the caravan to lock it down and all of that, so that took up quite a majority of how much I've done. So, how much have I spent? Now, if you remember in one of my other videos, I said I go for the cheapest charger I can find. If I can find a free one, then that's what I will use. So, for chargers, the amount of money I have paid to charge the car is zero. It hasn't cost us anything. How is this? Well, as I said, purely that the chargers in Scotland are free, and the one that I thought I was going to pay for, it done freeze when I went, I didn't pay for it. It turned up on my statement and came to a cost zero. So I'm not sure why, but it's all good. As long as it's free, we don't mind. Being overcharged is one thing, being undercharged is quite a different thing. So we haven't put any charging that has cost money to do. Even though we have been to chargers that were supposed to be polar ones and were supposed to charge. The City Road one that I went to was supposed to be £1 connection fee. When I connected onto it, I was expecting a charge of £1, and that didn't come either. So, for chargers so far, zero. Now, I have been doing just little tiny chargers at home. Now, this comes to a massive total of 20 units of charge from the house. So, if you even take that at 20 pence a unit, that's £4. So I have done the 2,715 miles for £4. I didn't have to, in any way, use the charger at home. I didn't have to put them 20 units in. It was technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 times. I'm keep it down to a small minimum, except for New Year's Eve, when I let the charger charge the car up closer to the 98% to start a new year with as near to a full charge as I would be happy with. Just because at the beginning of every new year, I normally go to the fuel station and fill up. So I start a new year with a full tank of fuel. My normal way to calculate distances to have a up-to-date figure, and filling up the day before. If I'm not going to use it on the day, then that's what happens. So I put 20 units, which is approximately £4, because my power is supplied by Power Shop and they have power packs, which means my unit price each month changes, so I don't really have a fixed fee, but that's allowing for standing charge to be divided into that amount. So, what do we think? We've driven the car for August the 25th to December the 31st, doing 2,715 miles and costing £4. Technically, the £4 I can ignore for me, because it isn't really anything. The weird thing comes is that I saved energy on the house, so what I put into the car, actually wasn't any different to last year's amount that I paid. So really, I saved something in the house because, and I think this is the reason why, I use less electricity in the house because I wasn't in the house a number of times when I would have been last year because it was too cold to go anywhere or I couldn't be bothered to go anywhere. And this year, because I've taken the car out, I therefore have not been in, so I use less units, and so therefore the units that I saved by not being in, I technically put back into the car and brought how many units I was using back up to what it was last year. That's complicated, isn't it? But yeah. So we start on the 1st of January 2021 with 8756. That is our start miles for this new year. And let's see how many miles we drive this year. And we don't really mind where we go as long as we're not paying to put it in. It just means we buy a lot more stuff and spread the money instead of all buying it from one area, from loads of different shops. Fine with me. So, that's it. So far this year, £4 for 2,000 and odd miles. Can't be bad. Bye for now.